no one's online. I don't have anyone to talk to either. What am I supposed to do? Why not just make a video? Ugh, but that's too much work. I don't feel like doing all that work. Alright, fine. I'll do it. No, not that. The thing I wanted to talk about was my original characters. You know, my OCs. More specifically, my unbelievably OP characters that could probably easily die if you throw a piece of cheese at them. And the best way I'm gonna explain this to you is pretending like we're in an arena with them. And no firearms, because just like you and me, the majority of them are only human. So with that in mind, I'm gonna start off with the easiest. I should be able to get through these fairly quickly since most of them are young, inexperienced children. Might as well tell their powers too. I would love to hear what type of workaround you come up with. Starting with Leo. He can control lightning or electricity, but he is naturally charged, so he's prone to lightning strikes. And I guess the best way to handle him is by throwing him in a room with no way for him to create electricity or static, and keep him away from windows or the outside so he doesn't attract lightning. Alexa. No, I didn't mean you, I meant her. She's the same way as Leo with the ability to control electricity, but it's specifically electronics. Her name's Alexa and she can control electronics. You kind of set yourself up for that one. Oh, I know, leave me alone! Evelyn is next. She can duplicate herself in any reflective surface. So simply just don't show her a mirror or pray that your eyes aren't glistening so much that you can see the sunrise in them. Daniel, his powers are basically like Mr. Fantastic or Elastigirl or Rubber Man, Plastic Guy, whatever his name is. Daniel has an elastic body, alright? And I'm not entirely sure how you would beat him if your attack's just gonna bounce back off of him. Maybe just tire him out. If he's exhausted, he can't fight. And now Zachary. Now we're getting to a little bit trickier side of the easy peasies. Zachary has these psychic arrows. They're pink, and he controls them like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, just minus the whistling. Since he's still a small child, that agility and speed stat are pretty high up, meaning he uses his arrows for mobility as well. So if you aren't quick enough, you might find yourself pinned up against a wall with an apple on your head. Currently, his greatest weakness I have for him is the fact that his powers become less effective if he either A, can't use his hands, or B, can't see them. Ooh, me wonder what's hiding behind that scarf. Aw. Anyway, yeah, she has telekinesis powers, but they're limitless. Why did I say that? Yes, that's right. If we took the limits off the power to move things with your mind, your only weakness is your imagination. And that's her. She's no Gojo. Well, not yet at least.
Why?
Claire. Simply put, she's basically got every psychic powers you could think of. Telekinesis, telepathy, telepathy, clairvoyance, Claire, precognition, psychometry, astral projection, aura reading, empathy. She can read your emotions and manipulate them psychically. Whatever. But be careful. But I'm sure you'll be fine. She doesn't know she can do half of those stuff because of that eye patch. Alright, enough of that. Section 2. These guys are way older and have a lot more experience in their abilities. First, I want to start off with Olivia because she's my Spider-Sona OC. Look, I was a big fan of Spider-Verse when it came back in 2018. It was 2018. Oh. Yeah, anyway, Olivia, she's Spider-Man, so typical Spider-Man powers and junk. She makes her webs. She also makes the acidic chemical because she's acid spider. And I think I need to sit down for a second. Alright, now moving on from that, Skylar. She's your typical high school superhero. She can fly, she has energy beams, and that's about it. Her only weakness is the fact that she's not in... Yeah, Yeah, that. She's not immune to the cold or getting a scratch, and she's definitely not immune getting punched through the wall. So that's why she dedicated her school years to becoming a top dodgeball player. So once again, that speed and agility stats are off the charts. Now time for her arch enemy, her arch nemesis, the bad guy, the Dustin. He's also your typical high schooler, but you know, a villain, and his powers are pretty much a ripoff of Greed from Fullmetal Alchemist. Look, man, he's one of my favorite characters, especially him.
You're going off topic.
Oh, right, Dustin. He's not indestructible. Sure, a few guns might be able to do nothing, but if you... Well, hey, wait, whoa! Yeah, so a few guns might not work, but he's not immune to explosions. Moving on, we have Andrew. He's half vampire, half human. I kind of got my own, like, whole vampire lore, so he can pretty much tank a lot of typical vampire things since he's part human. But I guess his biggest weakness is mutilation. He can't grow back his limbs. Now, Serena, getting some more easier people out the way. Sorry. Deaf people. Yeah, you didn't hear me. Serena's best quality is the fact that her words are her power. And if you can't hear her, she's practically useless. So make sure you bring some earplugs or you might be screwed. Mori Satoshi, another psychic user. Due to the fact that his arms are missing, he heavily relies on his psychic powers to make up for that.
Can he just buy prosthetics?
Excuse you, does it look like he has cosmetic prosthetics money in this economy? No. Anyway, yeah, he heavily relies on his psychic powers for that, and just like how he can make his own hands and arms, he can create whatever he can think. So, outmaneuvering him or outsmarting him is key. Hikari Yin, her powers are condensed energy or condensed plasma. I just know that she can fire it like a laser from her fingers, and that junk is precise and can most likely cut through diamonds. But her greatest strength is also her greatest weakness, because yes, she can make precise shots, but if she tries anything bigger or try using all her fingers, it could be highly unstable and inaccurate. Demon. He's your typical assassin, proficient in a lot of weapons, and he even has a bladed tail. He's a very dangerous man. But his greatest weakness would be his eyes, because the thing about him is that his eyes are constantly bleeding, and so of course that's going to greatly impact his vision. Ooh, now we're getting onto the more challenging side. I'm starting off with Chaos. You better hope your heart is not beating really fast when you're near him, because this guy is a bloodbender with no limits. Once he realizes he can control your blood too, you're donezo. But he's like super fragile. You know, because he's anemic and uses blood quite often, so super weak and only best at long range. If you get up close to him, he kind of folds. But don't get cocky around him, because as soon as he realizes that you're bleeding, he will not hesitate to use your blood to skewer another man, and the whole place will become what is going on? Ryan, the boy sorcerer, the strongest magic user in modern times, but yet he uses his powers for petty or villainous reasons. His memory is really good, and he knows over 100 different spells. What's his greatest weakness? Take his ability to write. Okay, whoa. He needs to draw sigils to really use his magic, meaning if you chop off his hands, he might just use the blood pouring out, or he might draw one with his foot in the dirt or snow. Oh, alright, so just make him brain dead. Gotcha. What? Okay, yeah, so Ryan is very capable when he has magic sigils to conjure from. And if you can't do any of that, then he's most likely screwed. He had to start throwing hands. Now, Rune, on the other hand, not so much. Her power comes from within. Her power is be able to make magic circles. She can summon things, teleport herself, or even make a shield. Or maybe... Okay, well, maybe not that one. Greatest weakness? I'm not entirely sure quite yet, since she can pretty much easily adapt to change given whatever situation she's in. Next on the list is the Corey. His power is his curse. What's his power, you might ask? To put it simply, I guess you could say that he's like Shigaraki, just not as destructive. I mean, yeah, sure, he has potential, but how would you feel if you can never eat your favorite foods or feel the softness of an animal's fur because everything you touch disintegrates before you? So you could say that his self-loathing renders his true potential of his power. Just so you know, make sure you don't let him touch you, or whatever he's touching touch you. Alright, now for the much more difficult class of characters. Here, you get to have your guns back. Nice! But it won't work on them. What the fuck? That's because they're either immune to it or can regenerate. Like Fallon, her body is all inky and, well, at least that's what I think it is. I just know she can turn herself into this giant goopy monster with tentacles and whatnot. And of course, with those tentacles, she can reach pretty far, and also dealing with her up close is also very dangerous because you can possibly get absorbed into her. When it comes to weaknesses, once again, not entirely sure. Maybe if you put her in a hotter or colder climate, the effectiveness of her powers might lessen. Just maybe. Next is Emily. Her powers are from the stars. Or, well, she is a star, a fallen star. I don't know how to explain her powers either. I just know that it's space themed and she's very powerful and very blinding. And another thing about her power is that she becomes a whole nother person when she uses her powers, like a split personality thing. I guess you could say that's a weakness too, so. Moving on. Ooh, we have Venus. She's a succubus, and I already know the boys ain't winning this one. I mean, look at her. Just don't succumb to your desires, and it's all good. But since we're talking about Venus especially, her powers revolve around scent. Like, she smells good, which attracts people to her, thus her being able to do her succubus deeds. So if you're one of the lucky few who can't smell anything, then that's just easy pickings. Alright, last one. Crystal. She's super cute and adorable and cuddly. I just wanna... Wait, Atlas, don't! Ugh, yikes. Oh snap. She still had more left. Oh well.